हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम टू अनदर सेशन ऑफ आईपी गेट। आज हमारे साथ राज साइकिया जी मौजूद हैं, जिन्होंने ऑल इंडिया रैंक 25 अचीव किया है गेट 2021 पेट्रोलियम इंजीनियरिंग एग्जाम में। सबसे खास बात ये भी है कि ये मिस्टर राज ऑलरेडी ओएनजीसी प्लेस्ड है थ्रू कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट। सो इस इंटरव्यू के थ्रू आपको बेस्ट ऑफ बोथ पार्ट के बारे में पता चलेगा, कैसे गेट के लिए प्रिपेयर करना है एज वेल एज कैसे कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट ओएनजीसी के लिए का भी एक्सपीरियंस आपको राज से मिलेगा। सो हाय राज, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वेरी कांग्रेचुलेशंस टू यू।
Thank you, sir, and thank you for having me here.
राज, सबसे पहले आप अपना ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन ऑडियंस को दीजिए कि आपने कहाँ से किस कॉलेज से ग्रेजुएशन की है और आपका थ्रू आउट जर्नी कैसा रहा।
Okay. Hello, guys. My name is Raj Krishna Saikia, and I have done my BTech from Dibrugarh University Institute of Engineering and Technology in the year 2018. So, sir, when I joined engineering, petroleum engineering, so there was no gate. And when I was in fourth semester, first the gate was introduced in 2016. So at that time, we didn't have much guidance. And after 2 years, when I appeared for GATE first time in 2018, as our university is relatively very new, it was established in 2009. So we didn't have that kind of guidance and resources to crack GATE. So what I could do is I could only look at the previous papers, like the papers in 2016 and 17, which were very easy comparatively. But when I appeared for GATE first time in 2018, the paper was completely different. It was a whole new level. So, sir, I could not qualify. I got something like 37 or something. The qualifying mark was 39 for generals. So that was the beginning of my journey. But then what happened after I was in 8th semester, after the GATE exam, when I was in 8th semester, two of the professors from ISM who came here on contractual basis under the TechIP project, and they started giving us GATE classes after the GATE exam. So there I was sitting in the classes and trying to catch as many concepts as I can. Then after I graduated, I thought of doing coaching and I thought of giving it a shot. Then I joined Petrogate Academy in Dehradun, which was the only coaching at that time. And I tried my best at the time. I studied and I was sincere, but due to some reasons and my silly mistakes, and maybe I took a lot of pressure, I could not qualify. I could not get a better rank. I qualified. I got All India rank 187. So with that rank, I joined Masters in Petroleum Technology in this university itself, and hoping that I will get in ONGC, which fortunately happened, thanks to God. And after that, I did not did not stop preparing for GATE. I kept on trying and kept on preparing. And then again, I gave GATE in 2020, but then also my rank was not very good because with MTech, you cannot prepare GATE hand in hand because there will be too much. It becomes too much hectic. So then what I did is I started a small institution along with my friend, which is known as Gate Time Academy, just to teach a few students. Not like it is not proper coaching like IPE or Petrogate. We will just call the students and we will just teach them like home tuitions, and which helped us in clearing our own doubts. And also I developed the speaking habit, which helped me to in my interview when ONGC came. So then finally, after the fourth attempt, after fourth attempt, I finally qualified for GATE. Thankfully to IP video lectures and the test series, where the questions were very magnificent, and I could also clear. I reached a whole new level by solving those questions and clearing my doubts to the faculties. And finally, I got this respectful rank, I can say. So that was my journey, sir.
Raj. Since you have attempted all the previous year papers, like what would you say about this year level of this year paper? Was it okay, difficult, or was it comparatively easy compared to your previous year papers?
I would say that this paper, everybody's saying that this paper was easy, but actually the paper was like, it was not that easy and not that tough. The tricky part was the MSQ questions where more than one answers can be right. So that was the tricky part. And but if we see the numericals were comparatively much easier than the previous papers, like in 2020 or 2018, 2019 also. So the numericals were not that tricky, and if we see just the numerical part, then it was easier. But overall, we cannot say that it was the most easy paper, like because of that MSQ factor.
Okay. So, like, what was your mindset while preparation? Like you said, you had lots of doubts because you were when you are giving the exam for the first time. So there will be a transition between your mindset when you gave it the first time and then when you attempted it for the second time. So what was that transition like?
Sir, actually, earlier, to be honest, I just used to memorize the methods and the formulas, and didn't look into the tricky part. Means there were like some hidden tricks or hidden twist in the questions. So even if I don't understand, I was like, okay, if this twist come, I can attempt it. But if they change the twist itself, then I would not have completed it. So what I did was I went deeper into the concepts. I studied different books, mainly the reservoir books, because the most of the tricky questions were from reservoirs, and always the reservoir part is like the most difficult one. When they incorporate well testing and EOR with reservoir, then it becomes more difficult to attempt. So that's why I focused mainly on reservoir than well testing, and then also the production part was also sometimes when they asked questions that were not directly related to the petroleum engineering. So those were also difficult. So I tried to focus on those concepts, those basic concepts like thermodynamics concepts, then mass transfer, heat transfer, all those things. I tried to develop my concepts on those topics, and finally it gave me a good result.
Hmm. So the culmination of all those efforts finally paid off.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, you got recruited in ONGC through campus placement. So, can you shed some light on what was the procedure? What kind of questions were asked from your side, from you? So, it would be great if you share your experience with the audience.
Okay. Yes, sir. At that time, I was preparing for GATE itself when the news came that ONGC is going to come. That was in the month of November, around 13th or 14th November, we received the news that ONGC will come, hopefully at the end of this month. Then we were like, we thought that at least they will give us 1 month or 1.5 months to prepare, because previous years they used to do that. They used to convey the news before 1 month. So we were not sure that they will be coming, or will the procedure take place on online platform, or they will be conducting the interview offline. And then suddenly on 24th November, we received the notification that our interview will be held on 26th November. That means we were given only 2 days to prepare. And within those 2 days, we have to arrange our mark sheets and arrange our other documents. We need to scan them. Then we need to fill up the documents that they provided us, and we need to send it back to them. And also it was the time when like you will feel like what should I study. There is so many subjects, there are so many subjects, and there are so many topics. Which topic should I study? So everybody was like, there was a like panic and rush. But somehow I was already preparing for GATE, so like I have touched most of the topics. So so that's how I kept my cool. And then On the day of interview, it was conducted through Microsoft Teams. It was an online interview, and IIT Madras students, MTech final year students also were appearing for the interview at the same time along with us. And the questions they asked were one thing I realized in ONGC, they will not go into deeper concepts. They will ask the basic concepts, but they want a practical view. The answer should be from a practical view. Like they do not want the bookish definition or the bookish knowledge. They will try to put us in a situation like if you were there and if something happens, if this happens, then what will so problem or to give a practical solution. So, and also they will ask about the projects that we have done in our BTech or the side projects that we have done, training, where we went for training, and what did we see in our training, if we visited the rig site, what was the horsepower of the pump, what was the capacity of the hook, or the what was the depth, or was it a vertical well, or is it a deviated well? All those things. That means practical things they want, and they focus more on it. And the interview was not that much long. They asked me like 6 or 7 questions, and when I could answer them, they were happy. And but I was not sure if I was going to get selected. Finally, when the result came, so it was a positive result.
So how was your feeling at that moment when they finally told you that you are selected?
Yeah, I was very happy because it is my dream. It is actually all the petroleum engineers' dream that one day they will join ONGC, because that is the most prestigious job for a petroleum engineer that you can get. Apart from the money, and money is good, everybody knows that, but the prestige that you get, that you are an ONGC engineer, that is a different thing. And my seniors, my friends, my juniors, many of them are in ONGC. So like after finally when I achieved that, I was I could understand what they felt at that time. I was very happy. My family was happy. So yeah, it was a good feeling.
So finally, you'll be able to implement all the concepts that you learned throughout all those years of study in the practical field. So that's a different kind of feeling, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what was the biggest motivational factor for you behind all this? The GATE journey throughout your college life?
Yeah, actually, the motivational factor, there was a key moment for me. In every college, there's a fest, technical fest, means techno cultural fest, whatever. So in our college, there was also one named Oxysis. So I always wanted to be the convener of it. And when I approached the authorities that I want to be the convener, they told me that I cannot be the convener because my academic record was not that good. I had 8 backlogs when I was in third semester, and they were like, "You cannot maintain your academics properly. How are you going to manage such a big fest?" So I means debated with them that I can do it. I have my friends and I have my capabilities. I have my own talents, but they didn't agree, and they were actually right. If I focused at that time on the fest, then my academics would have gone further down. So, but at that time, it hit me that what am I doing with my life? I cannot even pass my semester exams, and what am I going to do in the future? So at that point of time, I started studying, but there was no gate, no placements, nothing. But there was no hope. But I still, first of all, I tried to clear my backlogs. Then I tried to improve my point, which was very low at that time. It was like in the first semester, it was like 5.66, and second semester it was like 5.68. So you can see my condition. But I still like. You see, when people in college, when they get low pointers, it is not because of they are dumb or something. They don't study, right? People in BTech life, most of the students they don't study. So that was the reason. But when I started studying, then it felt good somehow. It felt good to know something, and I found petroleum engineering interesting after I started studying it. Like I used to study the books of Harriet Watt, which gave a clear picture about all the subjects. I started studying drilling first, and then I developed an interest, and it kept me going. And finally, when first time ONGC came for our BTech, I didn't get selected. Many of my friends got selected, and they deserve to be there. They have studied throughout when we were enjoying, and then I thought that let's try it. Let's keep trying. Let's see what happens. At the end, if it doesn't happen, then we will think of something. But right now, let's focus on it and let's get going. So I kept preparing for GATE, and finally, it happened. And the only thing that kept me going was if I have jumped into this well, then I should give my best. And even if I fail, then I would have no worries and I would have no regrets. So I just kept trying, and finally it happened.
That's quite an inspirational story, Raj. Like what I have seen is that most of the people who attempt GATE, when they don't succeed, they will just give up and like just get any job, like any job in IT industry or anything. But the people who persist and like keep on struggling, like to overcome this particular barrier, like you have, so that's quite commendable. You have done a great job. And like one of
Thanks.
the biggest key questions that our audience generally ask is like what is the preparation strategy? Like how much time they should devote each day? And generally when we are preparing, there are a lot of pitfalls that we encounter. We are under a lot of mental stress. And how did you cope with that? And what was your strategy?
Actually, to be honest, I was in a lot of stress. I was in a lot of pressure, and the only thing that we can do is like everybody will have different strategies. Like some like to study in the morning; they can wake up early and study in the morning. Some like to study at night, late night when everybody is asleep. So it depends on what you like. But the thing is that every day we should push a bit every day. That means we like today I studied for like 2 hours. Then tomorrow I will take a break. The whole day I just waste, and then the next day again I will study for 5 hours. So that will not work, because every day you should study little. Because once you take a break, then your whole momentum changes. So what you can do is you can there will be days when you will feel low and you will feel lazy, and you will feel like, what am I doing? I won't succeed. You will be demotivated. But even at that time, you should just keep moving forward. Like if the other days you study for 5 hours, you take a break that day, watch a movie, but still study at least 1 hour or at least solve some problems or give some test series or ask doubts to your seniors or your faculties. So do something related to the subject or related to your main aim. Just don't take a complete break. Don't take a full stop. Just keep moving forward little by little, but just keep moving forward. And finally, before the exam, I know everybody feels so much stress, and actually, I cannot say that there is a solution for it, because I never found it. But the only thing that you can do is pray to God and talk to your family members, keep your close ones uh, close to you before the night, and on the exam day, you can just hope for the best, so that everything turns out good. So that's it. I actually never found a solution for the stress. But even if you feel stressed, sometimes it is better to talk to someone, or just watch something relaxing, like a funny movie or like clips. All those things, they can make you relaxed.
So just like Raj said right now, that the pressure will always be there, but there are various methods with which you can cope up with the pressure. You can watch funny videos, watch some TV series. Like it's not like you have to study. Like let's say you are sleeping for 8 hours. 8 hours sleep is quite necessary. Let's say 7 hours you sleep. Okay, you still have got 16 to 17 hours with you. It's not like you have to devote 16 to 17 hours to your study. Keep your keep a proper diet, exercise, and do some other extracurricular activities. Have some fun. The gate preparation, it doesn't have to be like that much sturdy or tedious. Give time to yourself, because your mental peace is what's the key point. Okay, that's what Raj just told. Okay, so now like Raj, back when we used to prepare, like there were not that much study material or course material there. We used to stick with the books, but these days there is a lot of study material, online study material. So can you shed some light on that, like what are the various sources through which students can study?
Yeah, nowadays there are a lot of sources, and if students are active on LinkedIn, they will find a lot of quizzes. There are different institutes which online where they post their quizzes, and they keep the students updated. Then their test series, like now we have lots of test series. Earlier at our time there was only IELTS and then Petrogate. Now we have IP. IP has like huge source of questions. Then there is also Petrodice. Every month, I would recommend everyone to take all the tests if they can, if it is viable for them. But even if they take only one, then also they should just focus on the questions that are being asked, and after solving the questions they should see where they made the mistake. If they have made a silly mistake, then it's okay, they have to be careful next time. If there is a calculation mistake, like they've calculated uh, incorrectly, then they should practice more. And if they have made a mistake in the concepts, then they should go deeper. Plus nowadays all the institutes, they will share the necessary books that will provide us the basic concepts. Like earlier, we only used to know this Tariq Ahmed, then uh, Amix, all those things. But
Rabia.
yeah, now there are lots of books like Ursin, then Abhijit Mehta, then uh, there are also other books. Then in drilling, we only used to know Rabia. Now there are lots of books like SP Drilling, Applied Drilling Technology. Then new book of Rabia, which is known as Well Construction. Then there are lots of books. Like in production, there is a whole lot of books. So now the resource is not a problem. But there's another thing, that if you study lots of book, then your concepts might get confused. So you need to balance that. Like if you study a new concept, which in some books the concepts may contradict, so we have to relate in what point of time or what factor they are considering, in which the concepts are contradicting. There are some assumptions taken in different books based on the same concept, which may lead to a contradiction. So we have to find that we should not get confused by that means I made that mistakes. I used to When I used to study different books and there were some contradictory views, then I used to get confused. Then when I asked my professors, then they used to clarify me that these are the assumptions that they have taken in this book, and these are the assumptions that they have taken in this book. So like that, they can. And I should I will recommend that people should be active on LinkedIn, because nowadays LinkedIn is the ultimate source of knowledge. So that's it.
Yeah. Apart from that, there are various Telegram groups and WhatsApp groups circulating out there on which study material and all the questionnaire discussions are taking place. So students can join those as well.
Yes.
There's a lot of knowledge out there that is circulating. So it's up to you whether you want to be a part of that wave or not. Okay. That was quite an inspirational, all the inspirational stories that you have told, and all the motivational things that you have told. uh, Thanks for that, Raj.
Thank you, sir.
And best of luck for future endeavors. It
Yes,
was
sir.
quite an insightful session. I hope that our audience got to learn a lot from you. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again for having me, and thank you for being such a motivation. Like you guys, you guys are our motivation. Like we look at you guys and we like inspired to be like you guys. You are already working in ONGC and you also teach the students, help them to get there. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Raj, one more thing, like how was your experience with IP? Like the teaching, the test series, question bank, like can you give us some feedback?
Yeah, the questions were exceptional because it made us look at the questions in a very different angle. Like we realized that these are also the ways in which the questions may be asked. So the questions were exceptional, and the doubt clearing sessions that Hemant sir took, those are very means useful, and they cleared many doubts that I had earlier. So I would say overall everything is good, but the questions and the doubt clearing sessions were exceptional.
Okay. Thanks, Raj. Thanks for your valuable feedback. Like still, like we will keep on adding more and more numericals in the upcoming lecture series to keep you on par with the level of GATE. Since we have seen that in the previous year papers, the level keeps on progressing. This year it was just like Raj said, it was okay, but it is highly uncertain that next year paper will be easy. It can be way more tough than 2018 exam as well. So you have to prepare accordingly. Okay. So thank you, Raj. Uh, like you are an inspiration to each and every petroleum engineer who will be preparing for this year GATE examination. So at last, like, can you give some motivational mantra that they can stick by to boost up their preparation?
Yeah, I would just say that gate is not everything. Like there are lots of different things that people can do. Like even if you are a petroleum engineer, gate is not the only option that you have. You can always change your stream. You can always move to something else. You can always start a business and all those things. But if you are willing to give it all, if you are willing to stick to gate, then all you can do is not give up. Like as I told you, you should just keep moving forward. If you can't run, you should just walk. If you can't walk, you should just crawl. I I personally followed that, and it helped me a lot. There was a time when I didn't know the full form of PSI. I thought P in PSI is definitely pressure. So there was a moment when I was so much dumb, but I kept studying. My friends also helped me, which kept me going. So all you can do is just believe in yourself, and if someone says that you can't do it, you can always prove them wrong. But you need to be sincere. You need to be true to yourself, and you need to keep moving forward. You need to be disciplined, and do not compromise your time for anything else, and just just try to enjoy the journey, because that journey is a very memorable thing that after you get the result, you will always remember the journey. So
Yeah.
that's it.
So thank you, Raj. Thank you for this wonderful session. Uh, so we will conclude this session now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.